Hey, coaches, welcome back. Football Talk with Coach Chip. This episode, we're talking about pulling linemen on play action pass. Don't forget our sponsors at Right Equipment. You can find them on the interwebs at right-equipment.com. They'll work with you. They do high schools, universities. They're in several Division One FCS programs, Division Two, Division Three. They also do gym sales. They specialize in high quality customized equipment for schools and gyms. Talk to them today about your needs. There's financing available. If you've got budgetary limits, and who doesn't, talk to them about some refurb stuff. That's righthequipment.com. Before we get started, don't forget, go right now before you watch another second of this episode and click on subscribe. I just recently, yesterday, had a great conversation by email with Coach Miller up in Minnesota, member of the Hall of Fame. And I'll be talking to him by phone real soon. And he really enjoys it. And I'm going to get a testimonial out of that joker. And he's achieved a lot more in his career than I have in mine. And I got a long way to go to catch up with him. But be sure to like it, subscribe it, share it with your friends. If you're like me, you're my age, you know a young coach, hey, watch this guy. Listen to this guy. It's Football Talk with Coach Chip on Facebook, siegel.chip@gmail.com, and at Chip Siegel on Twitter. All right, let's get started. Let's see what we're going to do about these pulling linemen, a way to mess with those defensive coordinators, one of my favorite things to do. Let's get started. All right, here we go. Another unpaid promo for my Just Play program. Some of the best money I ever spent. I told y'all before, when I started doing this, about a month after I had 2 or 3 episodes uploaded, the pandemic struck and they sent our butts home. And so I really started binge making videos, and I was doing them real cheesy with a whiteboard and propped up against the couch. I love the coaches, by the way, that use whiteboards. I have nothing against that, but I didn't have a big whiteboard at my house. And you go back and look at some of the early ones, and I was shooting them at school. I was doing the whiteboard thing. But once I got homebound and locked in, I was just shopping around, and I was on a run, and I heard on the Run the Power podcast them advertising. I said, what the heck, I'll go look at it. And I went and looked at it and played with it a little bit. And I said, I can do this. And so I went ahead and pulled the trigger and bought it. And they did a little where they called me and set up a time and did a tutorial, and it was good stuff. I enjoyed it. But this is my Just Play. It's not an app, I guess. It's on the computer, but it's a program. And it's just real good stuff. It's fun, and I learn more every day. And I've had the thing for heck over a year, and I'm still learning. Some of you young coaches probably get it and reinvent football in about 30 seconds. All right, let's get started with pulling linemen on play action pass. I read an article a long time ago. It was by an old offensive line coach. It's a long time. I don't mean 5 years ago. I mean like 20 years ago. Back when it was a hard copy, maybe American Football Quarterly or Monthly or whatever. And he was talking about pulling linemen. And so anytime I had a line that could do it, now sometimes I just do full slide on play action pass and let a back or an H get the backside. But I really enjoy doing it this way. And I know it looks all convoluted, and I'm going to show it to you and break it down. But what it comes down to is this. If we're going to pull the right guard left, we're going to fake to this guy going left. And this is the way a lot of teams do it. I've done it where the back goes away and fills for the pulling guard. You can do it that way. You don't need to. I've done it that way because the center is going to fill for the pulling guard anyway. Now, here's what I'm talking about. And I'm going to show you a little bit of a drill and break it down for you against an odd to even front in just a moment. All right, so we're going to do it this way, okay? So we're going to fake the ball left. Quarterback's going to drop back right in here after he fakes it. Left tackle. The way I taught it, and I've varied it from years to years, but most of the time, 3 steps. I say you block down for 3 steps at a severe angle. And if you're not engaged or see something coming on that 3rd step, you stop and you shuffle back facing this way. Now, I'm going to show you some clips of Alabama doing it. They don't turn sideways. They stay square to the line, and that's a good way to do it. I do it this way because it really fools the linebackers that have been taught that when those guards are pulling, it's a run, and that's who you're really trying to get. You know, you're not going to fool a cornerback on a play-action pass unless he's horrible. But you may fool a safety fool a safety that's got some run responsibilities, or you may fool, and you're definitely going to fool some linebackers, especially inside linebackers, if you pull the guard. So you block down 3 steps is my baseline. I have done 2. Okay, if they're not engaged in a block within 3 steps, or see something coming like a linebacker coming from depth, and I'll show you in a little bit, they shuffle back, staying square, and look for leakage here, here, here. Okay, so what keeps these 2 from running into the pulling guard? The 3 steps. The 3 steps, and that's why you got to practice it. You got to do at least 1 period a week. If you're going to use this, you got to use at least 1 period a week of blocking it, where they get used to each other, okay, and get used, and they know, and even as they're shuffling back, they're looking to see if that guard's coming, and they can slow down and wait and then get back. And I've got him drawn here, but he's really just getting back in here, eyes finding work back to the right on this one. And he may shuffle all the way back if like something's come right here, and he winds up picking it up. The left guard, same thing, 3 steps. If you're not engaged by the 3rd step or see something coming, you shuffle back, keeping your eyes square to the right, keeping your eyes to the right, like I show you here. Center does the same thing. Notice his a really flat step. He's filling for the pulling guard. Step back, and he can go probably 2 steps, and this is something you play with yourself and just see what works for you. And if he's not engaged or sees something coming, he shuffles back. You know, like if the end over here comes flying inside right here, he'll pick him up. Okay, the right tackle in this case is doing his gap flip like he would do on power left, which is what this play looks like. Got a pulling guard to the left, you got a back going to the left. And he's going to gap flip, and this is my terminology, gap flip, gap hinge, and then high wall whatever's coming off the edge. Okay, now the right guard is pulling flat just like he would, a little more depth than he does on a run. You know, on a run, I want to get him up in here, especially if he's trapping, kicking. He's going to get a little more depth. When he kicks back, stay on that level. Stay at that depth. Come flat, looking for the end. Most of the time, that end's coming right here. Kick him. I don't mean just knock the crap out of him like a trap, because there's nobody running up underneath him. There is, but the guy doesn't have the ball. He needs to fit up on him and then dance with him. And notice I got him squiggly line coming back as he's running that guy up the field. Once he hits him, it's a high wall. Just run him up the field right here. And your quarterback is right in here. Okay. The pocket is usually on about the guard, with the guard lined up to the side, the guy's pulling 2. Okay. That's where the pocket usually gets set. Now, it's not the most effective form of pass blocking. It breaks down in a hurry. You wind up getting your linemen in space, which generally linemen aren't good in space, but it's very effective at pulling people. And you got to tell your quarterback, dude, make you fake, drop back, boom, hit it or get out. Okay, because it's not going to last long. And I'll show you, and you'll see even Alabama from 2020 with that good line they had in 2020 has trouble sustaining these blocks. All right, let's go to the next one. I'll show you how this works. I'm going to save and exit, and it takes me back to my my main screen of this particular playbook that I've called it. All right, I come right here. You can copy. Watch this. Watch me. I'm going to hit copy, and right here to come up, it's a copy of it. All right, let me click on edit. Boom, screen's back up. Now this is a good drill to do when you're teaching the down blocks and the shuffle, the down and the shuffle. Set you up 3 guys right here. Coach, stand back here. Tell them, so you come here, you don't move, you come here, that kind of thing. All right, so here's what you got. Come over here. This tackle slants this way. This guy steps down. Boom, he's done. He's not shuffling. That's his block. Okay, it's a down block. And just tell them they got to stay with it. They got to stay with it. It's a pass. Okay, whatever you call it, you want to call it. We had different names for it over the years. But whatever you want to call this play action pass, you tell them when you got that, you got to stay with your block. It's not a run block. This guy's taking his step, his 3 steps, nothing's coming. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. The end comes up the field and bends it. Boom, and there he is to pick him up. Okay, and you can play with it, have the end do this. sometimes where they meet right in here, and you can have him come all the way up where he has to do this right here to teach him that shuffle. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. And you say, well, what man do they get? Whatever leaks through, whatever comes. I come down to this one here. Excuse me. All right, now on this one, I'm telling the coaches back here behind the O-line, tells linebacker to blitz. He blocks down for 3 steps, sees linebacker coming, holds his own right here, fits up, and then dances. Stays with him and keeps his butt turned. And you got to teach them to keep their butt turned. Teach them where the quarterback's going to be so they keep their butt turned to the quarterback. You know, I always say take a picture with your butt. Point the camera lens at him, okay? And on this one, we got the tackles going this way. He steps, and before he gets to 3 steps, that tackle's in his area. Boom, he's done. He's on him. That's his guy. He stays with him. He's dancing with him. I don't do any trade-offs, any switching on this play action. In the bottom right corner right here, same thing. I've told this guy, I told him to stay home, don't blitz. He's going to slant here. He's going to slant here. Okay, as this guy comes down, he sees that tackle go away. No backer coming. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Here comes the end. That's the guy he'll get. All right, this guy here does his step back. This guy slants in just like he did over here. Boom, he stays with him. And you can do any scenarios you want to do. You can put a guy over here. Look at this one. Right here. Put him head up. You can do any scenario you want to do. You work with any way you want to. Okay? And at some point, you got to do it with the running back so the running back sees how to fit up and do this. All right, watch this. Save and exit. Takes me back to the home screen of this particular playbook. And you can see it says pass protections, PAP, play action. All right, let's look at it against an odd front. Click on edit. It opens it up. You can also click on a presentation where it comes up big screen, but you can't move your guys around on that. Okay, you can move them around on this. All right, so we got the same play call. He's stepping down. He's not blocking that guy. Okay, unless that guy's really fast and slants in here and gets in his way. Okay, he's not blocking that guy. Now, he may wind up on this guy if he blitzes. Okay, he may wind up on this guy if he blitzes. See, on those 3 steps. Remember, it's 3 steps, and you're looking. You're not just taking 3 steps just for the sake of taking 3 steps. They got to have their eyes up looking for work. All right, as they take 3 steps, they look and they see him coming. They can stop right now, fit up on him right here, work that butt over to here, because here's the ball right back here. Okay, so keep that butt right in there. All right, if the nose slants right here, the guard will get him. Okay, if the nose slants over here and beats the center back over there, center's got him. If he slants and he comes off the center's butt behind the center, who's got him? Backside this guard right here. This guard right here, get him. He'll adjust his angle. Got him right there. Okay. All right, the end right here, if he runs in here, center winds up with him. Okay, if that end runs here, we got a gap flip. Boom. If he shoots inside right here, gap flip. Remember, what's the first word in gap flip? Gap. You got the gap. That's your guy. Okay. If he runs up the field, shuffle, shuffle. That's your guy. Make him run the big hump back here. Okay. Get beat slow. All right, if he flies in here and the center's got him, and here comes that backer, you got the backer on that right there. You see? That's how that works. It's good stuff. All right, now the pulling guard is going to pull. He's coming right here. Remember, those 3 steps, keep them from colliding before they shuffle back. He's coming right here, coming under control, looking for the end. Okay, right there, fit up on him, punch him, and then dance. Dancing bears right there. Now, I also have used this on my bootlegs, and I told him, I said, if he runs out, kick him, quarterback is settling here. If he runs in, log him, and quarterback can keep rolling out. So it's dual purpose. You can use it for straight play action. So, well, what if he squeezes right here? You got to get down in there. Get down in there. Okay, and dig his butt out and just hold him right in here. If he squeezes right here, then you need to pin his butt. Right there. Okay? All right, now that's it versus an odd. Oh, and notice, the one guy unaccounted for, okay? The back's got him. He's faking, fitting up right in here. Now, he wants to watch the lineman. because he doesn't want to run into him. He's going to come right here like he's running. Boom, and then stick it up in there as the guard continues out, and it gives these guys a chance to get down and get out of the way, and he fits up right in here, looking for something coming through this gap. Okay, that's what the back does. If nothing comes, and whatever you teach him to do, swing out in the flats or whatever. All right, let's look at it versus an even front. Click save and exit. Again, another unpaid promo for My Just Play. Somebody tell them jokers I'm giving them free advertising. Maybe they'll give me something. I don't know what he can give me, but they can give me. That ain't why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because coaches have asked about it. All right, here it is versus an even front. I just set the defense over to my left because the back's over here. It don't matter. You're going to block it the same anyway. What I mean by that, the rules are going to hold up. Same thing. 1, 2, 3. That guy comes straight. That's your dude. You're on him. Dancing bears. Drive. You want to drive him this way, drive him that way. But don't let him in the backfield. Okay, don't let him back here in the backfield. He wants to go. You want to drive him here? Good. As the evil emperor says. Good, good. Okay. He's blocking down just like he did. 3 steps, nothing engaged in nothing, and nothing's coming. He shuffles back. If he sees that mic coming as he's taking his steps, he'll settle, get that mic right there. We don't pass crap up. Okay. It's closing time. We ain't passing nothing up. As we say in South Alabama, we ain't culling crap. We taking it all. Whatever comes, we got it. All right here, he's stepping back. Probably going to get the nose unless they do some kind of gap exchange or stunt. Right there, that's your guy. If he comes right there, that's your guy, center. The rest of this doesn't matter because you're engaged. Okay, if he goes flying over here, 3 steps, nothing, shuffle back, looking for leakage. I know he ain't going to go flying over there. I'm just saying if you teach him. Okay, gap, flip, high wall. Okay, get whatever comes off the edge. If the end tries to come in the gap, he's yours. Remember the first word in gap flip or gap hinge, whichever term you use, gap's the first word regardless, that's your guy. Guard, you got the same thing. You're going to pull a little bit deeper than you would on a kick out, okay? And you're looking for that end coming off the edge. It's no different for you. No different for you. So what about a run through? Well, first off, there ought not be any cockeyed run throughs because everybody gap, 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 gap. Where's the run through? Somebody else is frigged up, okay? Notice the back is doing the same thing he did. He's going to stay right here, faking, good faking, until he turns up, letting the guard get his kick, turn up right here, and get anything it leaks through, okay? Nothing leaks through. You put him out in the route just like you normally do. Okay, let's watch a little film here. Here's Alabama in 2020 doing something similar. They keep their ship. Don't forget our friends over at right-equipment.com in beautiful downtown Birmingham, Alabama. Call them up today. You see their number in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, their website in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. They are not our sponsor, but they're good people. They've been good to a lot of high school programs for a long time, since 1979, and they'll take care of you and they'll treat you right. That's Leo Wright and all his guys and gals over at right-equipment.com. All right, folks, if you hadn't subscribed yet, what's wrong with you? I didn't realize watching videos and not subscribing was a thing until a friend of mine said that about 80% of his viewers, he does it for a living, 80% of his viewers aren't subscribers. Now, that's like stealing. Come on. Be sure it doesn't cost you a dime. Just click on subscribe, like it, and share it. And you won't get any spam. You won't get hit up with emails. I promise. Nobody asks for your email. If you want to correspond with me, hit me up at siegel.chip@gmail.com. Then you'll get an email because I will respond. I'm also at Football Talk with Coach Chip on Facebook and at Chip Siegel on Twitter. Now remember, and you can ask anybody that's contacted me through Twitter, Facebook, email, or comments down below the video. If I got something and you ain't, it's because you ain't asked. Until next time, come on, folks, be elite. Subscribe.